Caught them almost as one, and T-Habit near the inside began well with Tonic, and Dr. Glass in the pink colours out deeper showing speeder, and also Fancy Bird is prominent. Just in behind them is Marmur, followed by McCarthy, who's dropping back along the inside of Landscape Ladder, and Highly Geared has dropped out to last. Around the first bend they travel, Dr. Glass on the outside and Tonic together. A length and a half to Fancy Bird, half a length to Marmur, a length and a half to T-Habit on the outside of McCarthy. Second last is Landscape Ladder, and Highly Geared is last of all as they race into the back with just over 1,000 metres left to go. Tonic held together, leads by a length in advance of Dr. Glass. Close up behind them, Fancy Bird on the inside of Marmur. Then T-Habit followed by McCarthy, making ground on the rails. Highly Geared second last, and Landscape Ladder's got back to last. They're coming down the side with just over 800 metres left to go. And Tonic do eat well in the lead by a length in advance of Dr. Glass. Close up Fancy Bird, then Marmur making ground around the outside. T-Habit followed by McCarthy, Highly Geared, and Landscape Ladder's last of all as they pack up coming down the school side. About 600 metres left to go, and here come the challengers, where it's Marmur racing up on the outside to put his head in front now. T-Habit is challenging, and Dr. Glass is there in the centre. Tonic can't go on there, followed by Landscape Lad, followed by McCarthy around the outside of Highly Geared. And Fancy Bird is last of all as they sweep for home. T-Habit on the outside, Marmur together. A length and a half, Landscape Lad running on pretty well, followed by Dr. Glass and McCarthy well back at the head of the others as they straighten up. T-Habit in front of Marmur, who's battling on well. Down the outside, Landscape Lad is racing up, but T-Habit's in front with 100 metres left to go from Landscape Lad coming after him quickly in the final stages. T-Habit hanging on is just in front. T-Habit will win it. T-Habit by a neck to Landscape Lad. Marmur third, then Dr. Glass, Highly Geared, Tonic, McCarthy, and last home is Fancy Bird.
Here we have the results of the Moonee Valley Race 5. T-Habit was the first past the post, Landscape Lad, and Marmur.
And they appear to be set. Yes, they are. Lights on. And they're racing. T-Habit bounced away quickly with Marmur, Fancy Bird and Tonic. Dr. Glass, the widest runner. And the other trio easing back, McCarthy, Landscape Lad and Highly Geared as last of all. They've travelled 200 metres along the Dean Street side. Tonic's got the rails, joined by Dr. Glass. They run to the first corner by a length and a half. Marmur trapped a bit wide and trying to ease behind Fancy Bird, and does so as Fancy Bird dropped to the rail. A length and a half, T-Habit fifth, and one off the rails on the outside of McCarthy. A length off Landscape Lad, and a length and a half, Highly Geared, the tail ender. About 8 lengths covers the field, 1,000 out. Tonic on top by a length and a quarter, Dr. Glass. A length away, Fancy Bird tucked away on the inside of Marmur, getting every chance. A length and a half, McCarthy. It improves on the inside of T-Habit, who's a little bit wide. A length away, a Highly Geared in the centre, and Landscape Ladder's pulled out wide. The halfway mark, leader Tonic by a length over Dr. Glass. Fancy Bird's had every run, likewise Marmur. Pulled out T-Habit 3 deep to make a run, followed by a Highly Geared, and then Landscape Lad and McCarthy in the centre. Jamming right up 600 metres out. Marmur's gone up to join the front runners now. Dr. Glass and Tonic under pressure. T-Habit comes at Marmur, a length and a half. Landscape Lad closing rapidly. Fancy Bird's dropped out quickly over McCarthy, followed by a Highly Geared on the corner at the 300 metre mark, and it's Marmur and T-Habit drawing clear by 2 to Landscape Lad, 2 to Dr. Glass, and the rest headed by a Highly Geared as they wheel the corner. It's T-Habit with his head in front, Marmur fighting back. Landscape Lad still a chance on the outside. T-Habit the front runner. Landscape Lad wants to bore in. Marmur fighting back. It's T-Habit in front. Landscape Lad driving late. T-Habit just in front. He'll prevail. Top weights won by a half a neck. T-Habit first. He's landed a big plunge to beat Landscape Lad, and third Marmur in front of Dr. Glass and a Highly Geared. Then Tonic followed by McCarthy, and Fancy Bird's knocked up badly to run last. Stand by.
100 metres, John Tapper's the caller.
To Randwick, one horse to move in for race 6 on the card, the Jim McFadden handicap. And we had a late scratching just a moment or two back, number 9, Travelling Gold, which got to the barrier with some broken gear apparently. And the stewards, within their power, have the right to order the late scratching of these horses to avoid an unnecessarily long delay. And that's exactly what happened here. Travelling Gold out, broken gear. Now the last couple have moved in, and we're just waiting for the starter to come over and release the field. Tats Fury has been positioned riderless. Terry Duckett is now getting back on board as the starter arrives at his rostrum, and they're set to go in the Jim McFadden handicap race 6 on the card. 1,600 metres. They steady down. The line looks good now. Zereth faces up well. The rider of Travelling Gold down in front of the stalls watching the start of the race. The gates open, off and running, and there's a very good start. They came out in a nice even line, and Delamry and Glen Morcon are the joint leaders early. Brigao jumped well from a wide gate, followed by Light Me Up, Sir Stamford, Asbury Park, Like a Bullet and Zeroth are not too far away, followed by Red Fluke and Poetic Chant improving his spot between horses. Further back in the field then is Glossy Cube playing hard in that bunch, followed by Monarch Prince and last Tats Fury. In the run to the first turn, and Glen Morcon took over to lead nicely over Brigao. Delamry third on the inside of Light Me Up, and then Poetic Chant followed by Sir Stamford. Further back Asbury Park, a length to Like a Bullet, followed by Playing Hard. Further back Zeroth between horses, out deep as Glossy Cube. On the fence Monarch Prince. Second last as they race to the 800 mark is Red Fluke, and trailing out to last is Tats Fury. 800 out Brigao on the outside, took a narrow lead over Glen Morcon. A length and a quarter away as Delamry, followed by Light Me Up. A length and a half to Sir Stamford, and then Poetic Chant. Glossy Cube's been off the track from the outset. Monarch Prince midfield on the fence, Like a Bullet losing ground, so is Asbury Park. Tats Fury about to take off, and well back Red Fluke. Playing Hard is behind a wall of horses coming around the turn, and dropping out last Zeroth. Into the straight past the 400, Glen Morcon and Brigao with the two leaders. Delamry on the outside is chiming in. Sir Stamford about to be hooked out, and then Light Me Up, followed by Poetic Chant and Monarch Prince. Coming to the 200 mark, Delamry hit the lead from Glen Morcon. Sir Stamford, Monarch Prince is coming through in the centre. Monarch Prince getting between Delamry and Sir Stamford. Monarch Prince is coming home far the better. Monarch Prince takes the lead close to home and sprints away to win brilliantly over Delamry. Sir Stamford third, fourth Light Me Up, and then Tats Fury. Playing Hard never got in the race, followed by Glen Morcon. Poetic Chant, Like a Bullet, Zeroth, and then Glossy Cube. Well back Red Fluke and Brigao, and tailed right off is Asbury Park.
Welcome back to the Gabba. 15 and 7 for race 6. Good dividend. $13 for Monarch Prince and $3.60 for a place. And if you're on number 16, $24.30 for a place. Should be a big Cornell, that one. 2, 16 and 7. Over 1,006 metres. John Russell's the caller.
We run first and second with Let's Open Naturalism, whichever way it goes. They're off now in the second last of the day. Printer's Choice jumped away well on the outsider. Getting out quickly, Andy's Reward. Minyama just in behind them. Century Rising began well, and so did Mavorne. And they were being followed by Accolade on the outside of Bit of Value, followed by Prince Malcolm. Prelude Star is second last, and Windward Bay has dropped out to last. Plenty of speed on. Andy's Reward. 2 lengths Mavorne, half a length Minyama, the outside of Century Rising. Over on the outside, next Printer's Choice, and they were followed by Bit of Value from Accolade. A length and a half to Prince Malcolm, 2 lengths to Windward Bay and Prelude Star. Up to the home turn with about 450 metres left to go. Annie's Reward doing it well. Leads a length and a half. Mavorne scrubbed up next is Minyama. And over on the inside is Century Rising, followed by Printer's Choice. But this leader's kicked away. Annie's Reward at the top of the straight out, full of running. Led 2 lengths Mavorne. Minyama struggling just behind them, followed by Century Rising. Annie's Reward's got a big break on them halfway down the running. It's 3 lengths Mavorne, followed by Century Rising, Minyama and Printer's Choice. But Annie's Reward's in no danger. And Annie's Reward came away for a good win. It's won by 3 lengths Mavorne. Century Rising third, then Prince Malcolm. Minyama behind them, Windward Bay, followed by Accolade, Printer's Choice, Bit of Value, and last home is Prelude Star.
Welcome back to the Gabba. And the result of the last race at Moonee Valley, number 7 there. The winner, number 10, Andy's Reward. Second, Mavorne. And third, Century Rising.
Randwick, race 7, the A.W. Thompson welter, and head of the clan is the last one to go up into line as the starter Bill Cooper comes over to release the field, and they look set with the light flashing on top. Under starters orders now for race 7. The line looks good and they're about to break. Ruquin settles down better in the stalls. The gates open. They're off. Hysterical began very tardily and is back last at the end of 50 metres. Ruquin began quickly. Summer Vice hard ridden in search of the lead, and Red Tonic is away like a flash. Cover Me showing good early pace. Flash Carrioy has to work a bit from a wide gate. Ardent Dancer settles down just off the pace, followed by Imperial Magician. All Ruquin seemed to knuckle there. She might have even tried to buck in the early stages and lost ground rather sharply. Coming around that first corner, and Summer Vice just led now. Cover Me Me on the outside. Flash Carrioi wants to get the head up and pull in third place. Red Tonic in the box seat on the fence, followed by Ardent Dancer a bit wide on the outside of Imperial Magician and Enjoy Dancing. A length and a half to Sun Gen, followed by Ruquin, and then Lakefield on the outside of Head of the Clan. Well back Lancaster Square, Red Taipan, Pompeii and Hysterical on the outside as last as they come to the corner. Summer Vice with the inside running and Cover Me swing the turn together. Red Tonic's had a beautiful run in third spot, followed by Flash Carrioi and then Enjoy Dancing, Ardent Dancer, Imperial Magician, followed by Sun Jet and Ruquin on the extreme outside. Over the rise, Cover Me went to the lead. Red Tonic has popped the big question now. Flash Carrioi looks to be struggling a bit. It's Red Tonic coming to Cover Me. Enjoy Dancing running on. Red Tonic poked the head in front of Cover Me. Enjoy Dancing is diving through in the middle. Red Tonic just the leader. Enjoy Dancing inch by inch is getting to him. De Montfort through Red Tonic over the line and beat Enjoy Dancing. Cover Me will get third in front of Sun Gen, followed by Flash Carrioi, Pompeii, and then Imperial Magician, Lancaster Square, Head of the Clan. Further back, Ardent Dancer, Ruquin, followed by Lakefield, Hysterical, Red Taipan, and Summer Vice is last to finish race 7. Photo call for, but Red Tonic, perfectly ridden by Mark de Montfort, has been able to scramble in.
Matthews toiling away to
That, the slips are unlikely to be too busy at this stage of the innings. While we bring you the results of race 7 at Randwick, won by number 4 Red Tonic, followed by number 8 Enjoy Dancing, and third number 15 Cover Me.